Hello, everybody, as we begin the month of October in 1986 in World Class. There is notable stuff worth mentioning here. Um, Changes in the company obviously abound. After this particular episode, there are 3 weeks of a stadium show. I believe the Labor Day Star Wars type stuff that they normally do every year. But this is a notable episode for a couple of reasons. We open with the Grappler and Spike Johnson versus Steve Simpson and Mark Youngblood. Simpson and Youngblood, a good team just for a variety of reasons in terms of them being able to be, you know, young baby faces, which the company needs, especially with Kerry Von Erich being out of action. And we're fast approaching the final couple of years of World Class here. They're out of business by 90, so it's 86. So we're not. But Jerry Jarrett buys in 88. So Fritz is only around for about another 2 years here before he's out. Anyway, Youngblood and Simpson going nuts on the Grappler early. Grappler tags off to Spike, and Simpson in via the top rope, uses the double axe handle from the top, and kind of, just using more of that quick tag babyface stuff. Good overall match, nothing wrong with it. Big back body drop out of the corner by Youngblood. Youngblood, a guy who really does kind of find his own way. Drop kick there, and second one. Tag off to Simpson again. Really, the baby faces shining a good bit. Basic wrestling holds by Grappler coming back in. They are Spike Johnson, a guy who kind of uses more power. The Grappler uses more wrestling, so an interesting heel diversity of style. Double axe handle by by Spike, and they kind of get a double team on Spike there after a little while. Big chop out of the corner by Youngblood, and a big drop kick there. Tag off to Simpson. Simpson, a guy they've been really going at for quite a while. But kind of an elevated splash from Simpson. 1, 2, 3. He gets the victory. And then we move to an interview that's important. The Ultimate Warrior, or the man later knows the Ultimate Warrior, it's still known as the Dingo Warrior here, moving through as he has been abandoned by his friends in Matt Bourne and Buzz Sawyer. Warrior says he's always been on his own, always been a man who stands on his own 2 feet, befriended a lot of people. He would never leave a friend behind, but it was done to him last week. I did not mention it last week, mainly because, in all honesty, I wanted to give it full shine here. The turn babyface of the Dingo Warrior, a big deal. He breaks the cane of Percy Pringle, attacks Pringle, gets attacked by Sawyer and Bourne, and the Warrior is a babyface here in the beginning of October 1986. We move quickly to a secondary promo by Larry Sharp and Crusher. The Crusher. The Crusher, of course, the later known Bam Bam Bigelow. Bigelow, literally, 6'5", 6'6", 390 pounds. Very imposing individual. They have him crush a Coke can, Diet Coke can. Sharp says they're coming for titles. Sharp says they're coming for competition and destruction. And that is that. Rick Rude, Ravishing Rick Rude, the former American champion, versus Lance Von Erich here. Raven, the female version, not the male version, seconding Rude as a manager type. So maybe they just have moved to Rude having a female manager to accentuate kind of the Playboy deal here. He faces off against Lance Von Erich, so Rude has not turned babyface. He's still a heel. New tights for Rude, wearing kind of the long tights, only bluish purple this time. Anyway, Rude in the corner with Von Erich, and goes to town on him quite a bit here. Big back body drop out of the corner attempted but missed. Rude moving quite quickly. Von Erich matching with him, including a monkey flip out of the corner and a deep arm drag. Match is extremely fast moving during the early stages. Raven at ringside, very happy with her investment in Rick Rude, even if it's not paying off immediately. Von Erich kind of goes down to the hammerlock and armbar and that sort of stuff. Breaks the match down into a much slower, methodical approach than the early jump start. Obviously, a guy like Rick Rude, who's leaving by, I believe it's spring of '87, he's out. So he's less than a year away. Snap suplex gets a near fall on Von Erich. This is a great time for Rude to learn the art of working and really develop his character. Obviously, it's tweaked in the WWF. He gets a bear hug and he holds on to the bear hug for several minutes, does Rude. Rude then on the receiving end of some shots from Lance Von Erich and a big body slam. Rude is a masterful seller, guy worth watching, can bring a good match out of anybody when he needs to. Von Erich goes to the top rope, does not end well for him as he manages to get hit or misses the top rope crossbody, and Rude almost gets a victory, does not. Raven on the outside of the ring, dissatisfied with Rude not getting the victory quite as quickly as she would want. Rude goes to the top rope, misses a diving fist drop a la Jerry Lawler, and Von Erich goes to town again. Rude gets pulled back down to the arena floor, and Von Erich actually gets a count-out victory over Rick Rude because they're battling on the floor, and Von Erich, the first man back in the ring. Then we move to the semi-main event, the new world champion, Black Bart, cannot believe I'm saying those words in the same sentence, against Brian Adias. Adias, obviously, a mainstay guy in the Texas area over the last several years. He hits a monkey flip early on Bart, and Bart is up and less than satisfied with what he considers, I would assume, in heel form, humiliation. Head scissors takeover attempted and succeeded by Adias. Adias goes for it again, hits it again. So Brian Adias looks like he is handling the world champion. Now think about that. 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever have you. He's on opening matches. Now he's in a world championship match. So definite changes in world class, and maybe not all of them for the better. Anyway, crossbody by Adias, 1-2, does not get the finish there. Adias is portrayed as a complete babyface here, strong babyface, which they need. I mean, finding guys to carry the promotion in this era, not exactly easy. Certainly, challenging to say the very least. Bart breaks things down, goes for a few kidney shots, and slows the match down quite a bit. We then see Bart, slowing things down, turning it more into a brawl, punches, kicks, typical Texas heel stuff. Bart slows the match down with a series of chokes slash reverse headlocks and the like. Bart brings him out, or the attempt to bring him out of the corner is there. Inverted atomic drop by the champion, and Bart heads to the second rope on the inside, hits the big leg drop from the second rope, gets the 3 count, 1, 2, 3, your win. And Buzz Sawyer, Matt Bourne versus Steve Dahl and Zulu is your main event. They've got about 4 minutes before that is the end of things. So you can imagine a squash for the Percy Pringle Dynasty tag team. Early stuff from Dahl using kind of that mat wrestling style of things. Dahl actually gets one over for a little bit, a few seconds anyway, on Buzz Sawyer, which isn't very common. Sawyer cuts him off relatively quickly and grinds him into the mat for a minute. Tag off to Matt Bourne. Bourne uses his power and authority. Big body slam by Bourne and gets what he wants out of things. Bourne not really selling too much for Dahl, as is to be expected. Zulu comes back in. Zulu with a series of punches and other striking like maneuvers, but that is not by any stretch going the way he wants it to go. Victory for the I guess top heel tag team in world class, the team of Bourne and Buzz Sawyer, as we close this particular edition.